Hi everyone, today we're going to be learning about how to identify a preposition in a sentence. So we're going to learn about what a preposition is first. So a preposition is a connecting word. It comes before a noun or pronoun and connects it to the rest of the sentence. The noun or pronoun that comes after the preposition is called the object of the preposition. So here are some examples. I will call you after dinner. So the preposition is after, and it connects the object, dinner, to the rest of the sentence. We walked across the wet grass. The preposition is across. It connects the object grass to the rest of the sentence. And most prepositions will tell you about time, place, movement, or other. And the easiest way to recognize it is to memorize prepositions, which can be kind of hard, but you do recognize them after you learn them because they're so commonly used. And like you see in the examples, I will call you after dinner. It tells after dinner, the prepositional phrase, the preposition tells you when you will call them. So it answers time. And we walked across wet grass. We walked where? Across wet grass. So this preposition answers the question of movement, where. And the easiest way, an easy simple trick for the I do is if you can get rid of the preposition and the words after it and the sentence still makes sense, then that's the correct prepositional phrase. So I will call you after dinner. If you take out after dinner, I will call you still makes a complete sentence. So that means after dinner is the correct prepositional phrase. The same thing as we walked across wet grass. If you take out across wet grass, we walked still makes sense as a sentence. So let's try this example. Do you often see Laura at the office? So if you look at it, what answers a question about time, place, or movement? Or what can you take out that still makes sense as a sentence? And for me, that would be at the office. So if you take that out, do you often see Laura? That still makes sense as a normal sentence. And at the office also answers the question where. So I would say at is a preposition. Another easy way to see it is prepositional phrases are usually at the end of the sentence. And the preposition is usually the first word of that prepositional phrase, or always is the first word of the prepositional phrase. So at will be the preposition here. Yep, that's correct. And we're going to practice some now. All right, so let's look at this example. Shall we string some flowers along the aisle? So first I would look near the end of the sentence. And I see along the aisle as the words that you can be taken out and still make sense as a sentence. Shall we string some flowers? That still makes sense as a sentence. So none of this is a prepositional phrase. And along the aisle would be the prepositional phrase. And the first word is along. And that answers the question where. So along would be the preposition. All right, now let's try the next one. Do you usually set the thermostat above 70 degrees? Again, look at the end of the sentence. And I think above 70 degrees is the prepositional phrase. So let's look at the rest of the sentence. Do you usually set the thermostat? So that's the question. And above 70 degrees answers the question where or around. So above. What do you know about synonyms? Again, look at the end of the sentence. And then about synonyms, if you take that out, what do you know still makes sense as a sentence. So about would be the preposition. I stopped reading that book after the first chapter. Look at the end of the sentence. After the first chapter tells you when. And also I stopped reading the book. That book also makes complete sense as one sentence if you take this out. So after. Now do one more. The chamber behind you contains the mummy. So this one's a tricky one. So let's look at the end of the sentence. Contains the mummy. That does not make sense. The chamber behind you does not make sense as a sentence because there's no verb. The verb is contains. So what answers the question? Behind you answers where. So behind would be the correct one. And that's it. And thank you for listening.